Hello everyone and welcome back to Madridista channel. Today we have breaking news. It's concerning Real Madrid, of course, it's transfer related and most of you already might have been updated about the news, but Fabrizio Romano has given his "Here we go" Endrick to Real Madrid. Here we go from Fabrizio Romano. Real Madrid will pay 60 million euros to Palmeiras plus 12 million euros in taxes for Endrick. He will join in the summer of 2024. So we talked about the Endrick deal that it was almost concluded. Uni Calafat, the chief scout of Real Madrid, was there personally in Brazil to close the deal, and he has worked his magic again. He has worked his magic previously on the deals concerning Vinicius, Rodrigo, Militao, Renier, Camavinga, and now he has done the same for Endrick. We have been fighting some major clubs who were fighting to sign Endrick. It wasn't an easy fight because Chelsea, PSG, Barcelona were equally really trying for him. There are some reports that Barcelona tried for him on multiple occasions. Even Xavi called him to convince him to join Barcelona, but Enrique and his families always were more inclined to join to Real Madrid, and the reason for that is the Brazilian family that we have right now at Real Madrid. It has started since Ronaldo Nazario. To be fair, there are some reports that Florentino Perez was a little bit of sad because when we signed Ronaldo Nazario, he wasn't in his prime. So we signed him on the back end of his career, but he still showed us his magic. So after that, we have signed, we have missed out on Ronaldinho, then we have missed out on Neymar, but something really broke after the Neymar deal that we missed out. And since then, Florentino Perez and Real Madrid board has been going after the Brazilian talented youngsters like no tomorrow. Or we really aggressively um, went on and signed the next in line, the next in line generation for Brazilian forwards like Vinicius, Rodrigo, and even Renier. That hasn't yet panned out. He is still really young. We will see how it pans out in the long run. We shouldn't really give up on him. He had a really tough loan spell in Dortmund. He wasn't signed permanently by Dortmund, so they didn't give him the opportunities, the required attention, then and the kind of opportunities and everything that Rainier needed. So he was neglected there, and I am a little bit of disappointed at the Real Madrid management that they didn't cut the deal short and bring him after the first season because it was clear to see that they didn't really rate him much and they had other prospects that they needed to develop because Dortmund is a selling club. They develop the players, they sell him for a high fee, um, they get their profit, and that's their business model. But there were no upside for them to sign Rainier, to develop Rainier, so they kept him as just depth option. He wasn't even used. He was mostly used as a depth option, like something like a last resort. He wasn't even used as a substitute regularly. So that was a failed loan. So hopefully in Girona he develops well this season, and we will see if he will be in the squad next season. He needs his chances, opportunities to develop. And now we have Enric. He won't be joining us on the next summer transfer window because the laws don't permit 16, 17 year olds. He needs to be 18 years old before he can move to Europe and play in Real Madrid. So he will only be able to join in the summer window of 2024. But the competition was so fierce that we had to move in right now and conclude the deal as early as possible. And if we look at the reports, there are some reports the deal will be concluded as early as next weekend. There are some reports the deal will be concluded by December. So we will just have to wait and see. And Endrick is a massively talented player. Really, he is like there are people who are calling him generational and stuff like that. He has a high ceiling, high potential, but it doesn't matter if you have a high ceiling and potential. You need the opportunities, and he needs the humility, he needs the work rate, and he needs to be really focused to shine like Vinicius has done for the last couple of seasons. Rodrigo is breaking out, so he will need to work really hard to break out. He has the talent. We'll have to see if he has the mentality and work rate because doesn't matter if he is as talented as they say. He will need a strong mentality in order to succeed in Real Madrid. The mental aspect is really important because the kind of pressure, the kind of expectation that the Real Madrid fan base and uh, press here puts on the players is really massive. So he will have to be really prepared for it, and he will. I hope, and I think he will be a success here. He is a really, really talented footballer. So let's check out some other news. There are some other reports earlier that the kind of rumors that we are hearing about Bellingham, about Gvardiol, about Enzo Fernandez, there are some updates from Mario Portegana, who is a Spanish journalist. So we will check on those rumors for a little bit. The Fabrizio Romano has elaborated that Endrick will sign a 6-year contract with Real Madrid. His contract will run till 2030. There are some reports from Mateo Morato, Spanish journalist. Fixed amount for Endrick is 40 million euros with bonuses that could take it to 60 million euros. So the amount that we are gonna pay for Endrick is not totally clear yet, but the more reliable sources have said that including the taxes, bonuses, and everything, the total will go to 72 million euros, something like that. So there has been some news on the Rafael Leao and Cody Gakpo. There were some reports earlier in the week that Real Madrid are monitoring Cody Gakpo. I haven't seen the Rafael Leao reports yet, but according to Marca, take it with a pinch of salt because Marca is not a reliable outlet. They get it sometimes right, but a lot of times they get it wrong. But I'm here to report. So the report is Rafael Leao, Cody Gakpo were offered to Real Madrid. The club's reply, not interested. So it could be that not interested for January. It could be that not interested permanently because we already have Vinicius and Rodrigo who are really, really good left wing players. So signing Rafael Leao, I don't see any point to that. So I think that was just paper talk and rumors to sell papers and to get clicks. So I think Rafael Leo one is totally bogus. But the Cody Gakpo one, I don't know. He isn't a striker. We were looking for a striker, maybe to back Benzema up. He is a versatile forward, not a striker. So, and I don't know. I don't really have much of an opinion on Cody Gakpo. I don't think he is the kind of player the management will go after. He is a limited player. Manchester United are really um, interested in him. I think that's where he is going. Ten Hag loves his Dutch. If he could, he would buy the whole Dutch league, Ajax and PSG, etc., etc. So I don't think we are going to sign him. We keep tabs on a lot of players. That's what a big club like Real Madrid does. You keep tabs on them, but it doesn't mean that we are interested in signing him. The next report, according to Marca, is Real Madrid has told Hazard, Mariano, Odriozola to listen to offers to leave the club in January. That's a really that's a little bit of surprising because Mariano's contract ends in 6 months, so he will want to go wherever he goes on a free as a free agent. He will just stay and get his wages for the next 6 months. If Real Madrid wins some silverwares, he will get some medals and silverwares anyways. So I think he's not going anywhere really. He will just move when he's a free agent. Wherever he goes, he will go. And the Hazard one, the kind of salary he earns, no one is unaware of it, the kind of disappointing season he has been having, even this season, and the disappointing World Cup. His value has been plummeted. I don't think anyone even will take him for free because of his high wages, unless he cuts that wage to one third, like Real Madrid is. Real Madrid is, according to reports and rumors, Real Madrid is paying him something like 400K a week. So unless he cuts that to around like 100 to 120K or something like that, I don't think anyone will be interested in him. So I don't think he is going anywhere in January too. Maybe in summer, if Real Madrid says we are going to pay 50% of his wages, like we did for Bell when he went to Tottenham on loan for a year, maybe we will do something like that, like 50% of his wages paid by us and 50% of his wages paid by the team interested. Maybe in summer that can happen, but I don't think it's going to happen in January. There were some reports and rumors that some Italian clubs like Inter Milan, Juventus are looking to add Odriozola on loan. There could be some truth to it because they need maybe some wing backs. Odriozola can be a really good wing back. He's really good going forward, but defensively not so good. I think he maybe Odriozola may leave on loan. I can see out of these three players, he is the most likely that can leave because Ancelotti prefers Carvajal and Lucas Vasquez in front of him. He is basically a third choice right back, so he won't really see the field for the next 6 months much. So if he wants to further his career and get some playtime, it's in his interest to leave on loan in January. There are more reports on the Endrick deal. Palmeiras will receive 40 million euros plus 20 million euros in variables from Real Madrid for Endrick, according to Bruno Andrade. And there is a report from Brazilian outlet UOL Esporte. Palmeiras owns 70% rights to the player, other 30% belongs to Endrick's family. UOL Esporte is a reliable outlet for Brazilians, so that could be true because Brazilian players really talented, the players with interest and everything. The families like to keep some of the rights to themselves. That could be. I don't see why it cannot be possible. And according to EUOL Esporte, Real Madrid have been monitoring Endrick since he was 11 years old. And as we have seen before, it has happened before too. We had been monitoring Kylian Mbappe since he was even before he was a teenager, and we tried to sign him before he even went to Monaco, and then before he went to PSG. And even this season, summer window. I think he is another obsession of Perez. Perez will go for him again in future. Time heals, so I think the kind of betrayal that he did to the fans this summer transfer window, with time people will forget it, and Florentino will go for him again if he will be the president in future too. The report, according to Edu Cornago, Enrique rejected Barcelona 3 times. Xavi himself tried to convince the player, but Enrique told his agent that his dream was to succeed at Madrid. So yeah, that's the report that I was talking about. That even Xavi called him and tried to convince him, and but his dream has always been succeeding in Madrid. Hopefully, he really succeeds in Madrid alongside all of Vinicius, Rodrigo, Rainier, and Militao. I really hope Rainier succeed in Madrid too. He's a talented player too, but the circumstances didn't really favor him in the last 2 3 seasons. We will see how it pans out in future. And according to Marca, Real Madrid will not sign anyone in January, even if players leave, they will not be replaced. So the same kind of rhetorics are coming. Like in January, we had been talking about that we won't be signing anyone after the Mbappe deal failed. The fans were really eager and were really baffled why the management were not moving for someone to back Benzema up, because we were looking a bit light in the attack, but the continuous reports that were coming out that we won't be signing anyone in attack. So that's what happened. So I would say there could be some truth to this report from Marca that we won't be signing anyone in January. And there is some interesting news. According to Marca, Garnacho has been offered to Real Madrid, but the club is not interested. Alejandro Garnacho, the young sensation from Manchester United, who has been playing well under Ten Hag, he was used in a couple of matches under Ten Hag before the World Cup break, and he even scored match-winning goals. And he looks like a good prospect, and I think Manchester United will give him a big contract as they always do. And we have enough prospects in attack. I don't think. I think, yeah, there is no chance we will move for Garnacho. And there has been some other news about Gvardiol that Real Madrid are keeping tabs on him. Real Madrid are interested. They are keeping an eye on him. They are monitoring him, but the reports are that he is not a priority yet, as well as Enzo Fernandez, according to Mario Cortegana, Spanish journalists, that we are keeping tabs on them, we are monitoring them, but they are not an immediate need, and so we won't be going for them. But he didn't really specify if it's only for January or even for the summer transfer window. But I think the summer transfer window deals, our Real Madrid will start working on some deals early. Gvardiol could be a deal, but he has really lots of interest from mainly the Premier League. I think Chelsea are gonna go for him hard, real hard. So we'll have to beat that competition if we want to sign him. And Bellingham deal looks more and more unlikely. I think he is going to Premier League for sure. One of Manchester City or Liverpool are going to get Bellingham. I think Real Madrid are slowly but surely stepping back from that deal. I think there is a 50-50 chance that Manchester City or Liverpool gets him. I don't think Real Madrid are going to sign him. I think Real Madrid are going to look for other options, maybe Enzo Fernandez, Nico Barella from Inter Milan. I would really love those. Or if Real Madrid promotes Arribas from Castilla, really talented midfielder from Castilla, I won't be unhappy about it. That kid really deserves his chances. And that's it, really. The transfer rumors and the reports that's been coming out. Those are the reports and the transfer rumors that has come out since yesterday. Wanted to talk about those rumors a little bit. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, kindly like, subscribe, and comments. And if you want me to add some more features, you can suggest it in the comment box. Thank you for watching. See you next time.